Guten Tag from Berlin. My name is Francisco. I'm a PhD candidate from Cambridge University, and I'm a global shaper from the Rome Hub. Now, the motto of the World Economic Forum is committed to improving the state of the world. Now, the question is, how does this apply to me? Is Franz committed to improve the state of the world? Now, what I'll try to do is I try to reflect, and it's hard to quantify my commitment, as is try to quantify anything, but I'll try to give you three stories on my three words. The first word is Trento, Italy. The second word is Cambridge, where I'm studying. And the third is a globalized and a cosmopolitan European word. Now, the first example is Bosco Liberamente, Bosco Free Your Mind, Woods Free Your Mind. It has been a series of conversations we organized together with the young generation, what is oftenly defined as the lost generation by Prime Minister Monti, the generation of the crisis. We want to investigate and engage into a public debate with people from Trento. And we managed to have conversation with the Minister of Economics, with business leader, sportsmen, and engage people on a weekly basis. The second example is Cambridge, where we organized a series of Anglo-Italian Pembrokean Conversazione, as we call them, in Pembroke College, my college in Cambridge. We had Paul Kennedy, professor at Yale, the former director of The Economist, Bill Emmott, journalist from RAI, and we try to understand better the Anglo-Italian reality and to dispel some of the myths that are not enabling the two societies to understand each other. The third example is a special example because it links Trento with the world. George Soros came to the Festival of Economics in 2012 and he delivered a special message. And the message was, it's the last window of opportunity. Europe has a three window of opportunity in order to save Europe from the crisis. Now, why was this a special link between the local Trento, the local reality, and global thinking? Well, because it was an eye-opening moment. It was quoted by Mario, the speech itself was quoted by Mario Draghi, by the IMF, CNN, BBC, Wall Street Journal, China Post, Les Echos. And it is the result of the trust of a very special person like George Soros, who had trust in me when I invited him to come to Trento. And it's a positive intergenerational message. Now these are three stories, but one intuition. And the intuition is that through cosmopolitan conversation, there is a bridging of cultures, and there is a commitment to bringing together ideas and people. There is one last question from Berlin. Franz, at the annual World Economic Forum meeting, I want to leave you with a message of hope, a European and a cosmopolitan message. I was in Berlin because I had been invited to chair a discussion with Joseph Stiglitz by Mercator and INET. And in this book, Joseph Stiglitz engaged, as he engaged yesterday, here from Berlin, into a European and a global conversation on inequalities, which is a very important message to take out from the crisis. The hope is that the world, and George Soros, Paul Krugman is mostly speaking about America as a word, but that we, global shaper, thinks in a systematic way on how to connect the dots between the financial crisis and deeper problem. And I think that it would be a great opportunity to participate at the World Economic Forum in order to continue to engage and to continue the conversation, in order to try to see through a new perspective, a new intellectual horizon, a solution, maybe not to this financial crisis, but to the multiple crises that are affecting all of us. Bye from Berlin. See you in Davos, I hope.